What's going on, good people? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all know what time it is. You know what we're here to do. We're here to talk to you about whatever it is that's on our mind that we think that's important, not just to us, but to you all too. So, welcome to Wind Down Wednesday. Y'all know who I am. Y'all know what we do. We've been doing some things and we had to come in and check in on y'all at 7 p.m. instead of 6 o'clock, but we'll be able to get back to that time real soon. We'll be able to get back to it real soon. We just got to work out some kinks and some changes that's going on. But in the meantime, in the between time, I'm here. Y'all know who I am. I'm Sandy. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. So my girl is on the other end. Netta. How you
Yes,
doing, Netta? How you
I'm
doing?
doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Wind Down Wednesday, where we come to give you our thoughts, our prayers, and everything in between.
And everything in between. How your week been? It's Wednesday. How
It's
your week been?
it's Wednesday. It's been pretty good, Sam. I really don't have no. I still don't have my voice back all the way from the party.
It's been two
They
weeks now. Has it been 2 weeks?
but they say I was pretty loud though.
But was it 2 weeks? Has it been 2 weeks?
I don't think it's been 2 weeks. It just was last week.
Oh, I don't know. But I thought it was 2 weeks. I
Uh,
felt like 2 weeks. I'm
it just happened last week.
Better because it's a whole different device.
yeah,
So
got you, boo. We are in the building.
In the building, we have
We in the
Shanice
they
in the
building.
building, y'all.
We in the building. About to make this thing go down and make this thing happen. You got me. I'm saying you got Janetta and you got Shanice. We all right here. You
yeah.
know, on Tuck Radio, and it's
Yes,
Wednesday, and
yes.
we talking about how your week been. Netta still ain't got no voice. So what's going on, Netta, with the voice?
They said I was hollering too loud. I don't know.
That's that turn up.
That turn up was real. You hear me? That turn up was real. I had to get everybody hugs, even if I knew you or not.
Uh, but that's been a week now. I would have thought that your voice would have been back.
I would have
Not
too.
now.
I didn't even know it was gonna leave.
I with all of what all of the whoa, I'm
Last night, I feel it was that last week, exactly 7 days ago, when we was on wind down. She was chilling in the car. I feel like after she got out, that's when it popped off.
listen. I mean, you would have had to be there the entire night, the entire evening to see how this lady acted out. I mean, because I'm like, oh my goodness. And with somebody don't drink, don't smoke,
How,
none of that,
how wrong? How for life?
Hey,
how off
Shanice,
the
we
that
gotta
you
live
just
this
turned
life.
50.
We turning 50. We have to live this life. You hear me? And we gonna enjoy it along the ride.
Right.
And you know this, and you know I am. You know I am.
Facts.
So your
Facts,
week
man.
been good. Your week been good, Janetta. No
Yeah.
complaints, and
No complaints. None.
work is good.
Work is good.
Good, good. So
Work
how
is
you
good.
how your week going, Shanice? How your week going?
It is going. Actually, it's going pretty fast. Surprisingly so. So I can't complain about that. Liking the sun that we're getting, of course. Once again, this weather is trickery, but we're gonna take what we can get, layer it up, throw it in the car, because y'all know Cincinnati, you gonna have every element in one day.
Yep.
So just doing well, just having positive thoughts and prayers for my sister who's supposed to have surgery to remove this mass from her. So, but other than that, hey,
And we believe in prayer. One thing that we do on this show, we believe in praying. I don't care what nobody say. We can clown and act out and drop it like it's hot, and but we believe in praying. One thing
Absolutely.
about it, we would definitely pray for all our friends and all our viewers, but we definitely want to pray for everybody.
yes,
Hey, Phil, what up?
Brother!
Why you gotta tell the people that we going somewhere? I'm gonna buy my ticket. Matter of fact, I'm gonna buy it tonight. I promise you, I'm gonna buy my ticket tonight. Cause I'm like, my brain, brother. My brain is just like, 50 north and going here and going there. I got you. So when I buy it, I'm gonna send you the picture that I bought my ticket. How about that?
He
Hey,
got to be on you.
hey, he does. Cause I'm telling you. It's just I be moving. I be moving. I'm glad your week is going good. And Shanice, we're gonna definitely pray for your sister that she, everything goes well.
For
You
sure.
know, God is definitely, in the business of healing,
Hmm.
and making sure, because without him, you know,
We ain't nothing.
we wouldn't be here. But with him, all things are possible.
Yeah.
So my week has been moving fast too. Um, it's the first of the month. It's the first of the month.
And the
So
full moon in the daytime.
it's the first of the month. That means it's my
So what's
birthday
the
month.
topic? He rushing us.
I
It's birthday.
slow down.
It's my birthday month. Listen to what I got. I got dogs in the house. Little ones and big ones. It's a lot going on up in here. But my week has been good. Slow down, Phil. We're gonna tell you what we're talking about. Slow down. But my week has been really good. The weather has been phenomenal. I am so thankful and grateful that March 1st, 2023, the weather was like 70, almost 80 degrees today.
Yeah.
Couldn't ask for anything better to start my month off right.
Okay.
The Pisces are in the building and we about to make this thing happen. It's going down. So if you're a part of it, come on, be a part of it. If you ain't,
Hey, hop on again.
we might get you next time. We have to see, because people know how I roll, because it's going down. It's going to be a nice event. It's just nice. It's going to be a good thing going on. So my week has been great. No complaints at this time. And my boys for the school, they're going to the playoffs tomorrow. So
Good.
for the first time in a long time, the basketball team is going to the playoffs, which is great. Thankful for that. They're a good group of boys, so I get to go up and support them tomorrow. Which they're destroying my workout time. They're just all in the midst of me trying to get this 58 layers of goodness to stay in shape.
You could, go ahead and ref in real quick for them. You know what I'm saying?
I know, right? Give me them stripes. Give me them stripes. People don't understand that I used to ref, back in the day. I'm glad I got witnesses. It's a lot of things that I had my hands in on. Refereeing was one of them, and it was fun. So it's it's good. Life is good. God is good. It's all good. Experiences and what we do in life is a wonderful and a beautiful thing. So here we go, people. Since we've all had a great time, hey, be on the lookout for weather, because we got a weather alert that's going on in the city of Cincinnati, state of Ohio, Hamilton County. Supposed to be some thunderstorms, some rain. This tornado season right here. With all this warm weather, and then all of a sudden, here comes the thunderstorm and rain. A tornado can touch down in a heartbeat. So if you're out and about, be careful. Be very, very careful. Be extremely careful. So tonight we have a couple of topics. You know how we do it. We'll move around a little bit, but here is what I asked. This is a question that I asked earlier, but let's talk about this one first. Take a deep breath. There is a lot, and we're not experts. Let us just say that. Yeah, we're not experts, but we are definitely observers. We've seen people. We know how they act. We know what goes on, and we talk to a lot of people. It's not like we're, oblivious to what's going on around us. Mental illness. What is going on? Here's my thing. Why is mental illness so? This is what I think, and I could be. It's bad in women, or am I? Is it something else? Help me out. We can't. Once again, we're not experts here. From what we see, from what we have seen, is the mental illness. Y'all answer this, ladies. Is it worse with women than it is with men? What is going on because there's so many things, and we know things trigger. We trigger our thought process. I was talking to someone today. The one thing that we worry about is these things that's coming back, the kids coming back and people coming back, shooting up people. And the first thing they want to say is mental illness.
Right.
What is it? Women that are going crazy, and for what reason? Could it be because they got to raise the kids, they got to take care of the house? the husband is cheating, or she get beat up, or I mean, what is it? What she can't provide for her family? Do you think it's in more mental illness in women than it is in men? And if so, have you observed it? What's your observation? What y'all think? That's the first topic. So let's get that one out the way. What y'all think?
So I'm gonna go first. I think that I see it more in women than I do in men. I think that women are more emotional, so they more in tune with being more unstable to me, and men just don't show it as much. But I also think that sometimes people use mental illness as an excuse for their behavior, if that make any sense.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So I think it's um I don't really know how to like process it with some people because I don't really have a mental illness to me. And so it can kind of like be a little heavy burden, when it comes around me or when I see it or when I think someone may have it. And it's kind of scary because how do you help a person with mental illness? So, I mean, I think it's a sad thing too. I think it's really, really sad for those people that do really have a mental illness.
Right. So for me, and if this is it's wind down Wednesday, y'all know how we do it. If you're a clinician and you want to chime in, please chime in and give us some statistics or some facts, or just kind of talk to us about your experience being a clinician in the field of mental illness.
right.
Who have mental illness, like have had a diagnosis from a doctor or is on medication.
Right.
Um, I agree with her 1,000%. A lot of times it is used as an excuse. Now, as far as how if it's more men than women, I don't know. I will say because women, we're more talkers, we're more open when it comes to things like that, our health, going to the doctors, etc. You know what I mean? It's an open book. Whereas with men, it's possible, we don't know what the percentages are, that it's either balanced, or it's possible that men may have it more, women have it more. We really don't know. I just feel like women, we put it out there more, and it's diagnosed because we go to the clinic, we go get help, or we have family members to support us to say, hey, something's not right. Men have that, but it's a kind of it's more of a quiet community. It's kind of like getting um, um, colonoscopy, or just a man going to get his health check, period, because of being nervous or scared. Just that stigma with, I'm a man, I should be able to handle these things. I shouldn't have to talk to nobody. So I just feel like the statistics seem unbalanced, but it's possible that they are balanced. Dealing with family members that have mental illness is very challenging, because a lot of times, and this is anything, we have to accept and realize that we have an issue or we have a problem first. We have to say something is wrong in order to say, okay, I'll allow you to do these tests. I'll allow you to treat it. It's just like a person has a alcohol or a drug problem. If they feel they don't have an issue, it's not like it was 25 years ago, where you could call the police and they would detain them and they would do all these things. You could take them to UC, they would evaluate them. Like, they have to okay this. You can't. They have to say, yes, I want to do. They have to agree with it. If they don't, it goes unchecked, and so people are out roaming the street. That's one thing. Second thing is, everything is in the mental illness. Satan is rampant and loose in our world.
Baby.
We are in the times, Revelation. So
Yep.
wrong and wrong is right. So Satan is everywhere, because we're allowing and we're accepting so many things that should have never been accepted. So now the door went from a crack to it's wide open. So some things are just Satan has just came in and just taken over. Some things is an excuse, and some things is, yes, I really need medication. Something is
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. And I agree. But I'm gonna go with what Janetta said too. Sometimes I think that, and it's unfortunate, and I think women do it, and we are emotional creatures. We are sensitive to a lot of things. And the unfortunate piece, we have a lot of things that's going on around us that fall back on us. The responsibility is for the woman, and then she can become overwhelmed by the things that she has to do and that she's responsible for. There are some women that have never had to take care of themselves. There's some women that have had to depend on a man or somebody else to take care of them forever. And then they get to a position or to a point where now I got to do this and now I got to do that. And even let's go a little bit further back. There are a lot of women that have been abused, that have been beat, sexually abused, physically abused, which has caused them to have some type of low self-esteem, don't feel good about themselves, which can probably lead to the mental illness piece, because you got all this stuff going on in your head, because a schizophrenic, if from my understanding, if you diagnosed with to be paranoid schizophrenia, if your mama got it, then more than likely you might have it, because to my understanding, that's a genetic. Paranoid schizophrenia is a genetic disease which causes some mental illnesses, because
sometimes, not all the time, because sometimes I also found the research, because that's one of the illnesses that I've had to personally deal with. Sometimes it is genetic, but sometimes also there's things that happen. They say between the ages of like 20 something up to 30. Sometimes it's like we said earlier, it's triggered. Something triggers that in that individual, whether it's they be overwhelmed. I mean, it could be a number of things that they weren't born. They were just doing fine in their life, and something happened where it triggered them to be schizophrenic.
Right. And then here's the other thing. I wouldn't know. You wouldn't know if if one of my parents was a paranoid schizophrenic person, unless I told you. Right. You wouldn't know that. So if there's some point in time something triggers me to become that type of person, and then now I got been diagnosed with that mental illness. Now we got to go back and look at the history from my family, because at some point I still do believe that it is a genetic, or because I don't know how you can just come up with being paranoid schizophrenia, because growing up, we used to have people walking the streets. We knew they were crazy. Right. We just called them crazy. There was no mental illness. There was no paranoid schizophrenia. They weren't diagnosed. We just called them crazy. Right. That was the name for it back then. But now you can't use that terminology calling somebody crazy. It's a mental illness. So it wasn't diagnosed back then. So if I got a cousin who I grew up with and I thought they was crazy, not realizing, okay, let me think about it. His mama or daddy was the same way. So he done picked up some of them traits. Right. Or she done picked up some of them traits. So I do believe that paranoid schizophrenia is genetics. That's just me. I'm not an expert. Okay. People, we are not experts on this show.
So my dad had schizophrenia, but my dad was not born with it. Something happened in his 20s that triggered it. My uncle also has schizophrenia. Now, I would say that it wasn't something that was triggered with him, but my dad was able. So basically, what mental illness is just a chemical imbalance. I mean, that's basically what it is: a chemical imbalance somewhere, whether it's generally it's in the brain. And so my dad was just fine, living life, paying bills, all those things that everybody's normal adults, like quote unquote normal adults do, go to work, work with people with mental health, work with people, MRDD and things of that sort. And then my uncle came down, visited, got independent, became independent, but then went back home into that same environment where his mom wanted him to be, she wanted to just care for him, and he not learn anything. And so he's almost like a baby now. So now she's gone, it's really a disadvantage. So with my dad, he was always, as long as that balance was there, they can function perfectly fine in the world just like we all can. It's just a chemical imbalance. So once this diagnosed and it gets under control, you live a perfectly fine life.
And that's the thing, but and we can't say, and I can't say, when you are diagnosed with it, and when you find out that you have it, it's never too late to get the help you need and how you need it. But you gotta want to go get the help, because a lot of people when they get a certain age don't want help. Like we just said earlier, men, and I talked about this earlier at work, men don't want to get prostitutes. They don't want to get, anything wrong with them. If their stomach hurting, they balls hurting, they don't want to get nothing checked. They just want to.
And that's gay. I don't want nobody sticking their finger up my butt.
Right.
It's
right.
Go life.
There's me personally, no excuse why a man should not go to get to the doctor to get himself checked out, especially if there's some type of history of some kind of medical issues that he may have had or his father or mother may have had. So you need to go get checked out.
Absolutely.
In the office today, and it's like a man came in and he's been off and because he had heart surgery. Knew he needed it, but never went and got it done until he absolutely positively had to go get it done. And by that time, you might be taking your last breath.
Right.
But why are men so hard-headed and not following, what they need to do, not listening to somebody that's trying to help them out? But anyhow, that's another topic. But yeah, I think that people do make excuses regarding their mental state, their of mind, and I think that it's unnecessary. It's you don't have to, because I'm not gonna run around here and keep saying, well, y'all know I'm crazy, well, y'all know I got some mental issues, y'all know this, and I'm not gonna do that.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not gonna speak it into existence. I'm not gonna keep saying it, because at the end of the day, y'all gonna start looking at me like, oh yeah, she crazy. I can't go nowhere in the city without somebody saying, oh yeah, she crazy.
Right.
Something going on with her. She got some issues. I don't want that. If you got to take medicine, take medicine.
Take it.
That's
exactly, because the medicine is what helps keep you balanced, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like the stigma of Black in counseling. You crazy, something wrong with you. Like, you getting therapy. These things that are needed in order to live a healthy and balanced life, not just for those around you. And so it's necessary and it's important. And like I do, Sandy, working with youth, and now we're having youth that are having mental illnesses younger and younger nowadays. As young as kindergarten and first grade, where there's a chemical imbalance in the brain. They need that balance. They need help. We're just in a different type of culture where you used to, like you said, see people walking around crazy, but now, and that was adults. You didn't see children and teenagers, like you do to the capacity now, walking around with mental health issues.
Which is, and that's what I say when we see it, because we're around a lot of people. We do work around a lot of people every single day. We work with kids, adults, everybody, and when things happen and something go on, it's kind of like you give folks the side eye and you start looking at them some kind of way to see, okay, what's going on with them? Are they really, they really crazy? They really got some issues going on. So it makes us wonder if they do have the issue, or are they doing it just for the attention? Because a lot, I don't know, I'm not an expert. There are people that I feel that do it for the attention so they can get a check. I mean, because I guess if I walked around here and said I was Cooper for Cocoa Puff, y'all would be like, okay, she need a check.
Which that piece, and like Netta said, the excuse of using it as an excuse, using it to say, oh, I went in and I killed up all these people because I got a mental illness, and you can't self-diagnose mental illness. You have to go and get checked out. That's not something I can say, oh yeah, I'm kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy. Or all my family say I'm crazy, so I must be a crazy. Like, it doesn't happen like that. I mean, that's just like eating a donut and then 10 minutes later, like, you know what? I got the sugars. I got diabetes.
Right.
You have to go to the doctor for them to tell you your levels is this and break everything down for you to understand.
Right.
And people are not taking it serious, and they're not taking the time to do that.
And then my thing too is that, you can act like we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. And it's like, that Netta girl, she is crazy. Shanice is a fool. That's a different type of of craziness. That's a different type of fun, and
absolutely.
Just acting out and having fun. You crazy? Yeah, I'm crazy. Yes, I am bona fide crazy, but my crazy is a good crazy.
And I feel like we all can be crazy.
Right.
Like I always say, like, we're all just moments or seconds away from really snapping, because of what's, the state of our world. And that's why it's so important that everything filters back to that foundation of God, because at any given time any of us can just snap. Enough can be enough.
Yep.
And so, no one should feel as though they're superseding anyone, in health or in mental health or anything, because it takes a blink of an eye, to snap and just, you know, not be there.
Yep. Yep. And because I was talking to somebody today, and it was like, you worry about a person because of how they're acting out. So you worry if that person even is going to come back and do something to you because of how you treated them. Me and my sister was talking about that today. How you treat people, how you treat people matters.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me when I tell you, I talked about this with somebody last night. How you treat people matters. And you
Mm-hmm.
worry and you wonder why people look at you the way they look at you. And you wonder why your blessings aren't coming like you would want them to come, or you would expect them to come. It's because how you treat people. Now, if you're treating them wrong, you ain't going to keep treating them wrong, and they're going to let you do that. That may cause them to snap the next time you say or do something to them you ain't got no business. And then they done beat you down, they done cut you, stabbed you, or whatever the case may be. And then the first thing they're going to say, had they not said or had they not done this, then this wouldn't have happened. Triggers. I don't know what, we don't know what will cause it, but anything could cause a trigger at any given time. I'm a firm believer that it can and it will.
Somewhere else. Yeah. And at any given time and take you somewhere else.
Totally. Y'all know it's Wind Down Wednesday. You know what time it is. You know what we do. You know what we talk about. And so many things that's going on in the city. It's March 1st. It's my birthday month. It's Pisces season. And the beat just goes on and on and on. We are happy about life and what we do. But we are the ones, we're not sitting here because we are not experts. We are definitely not that. We don't have a degree in this. This is something that we enjoy doing. We just like doing it. So if there's something that you want us to talk about, hit us up in the inbox or messenger, or you see us on the street, wave, say something, say, hey, can you talk about this? Can you talk about it? We'll be more than happy to talk about it, because at the end of the day, it's just our thoughts on what we see and what we think about what's going on around the world.
And some things we've experienced.
And some things that we experience. So, anything else y'all want to say on mental illness?
No, just, encourage those the best you can to, get checked out if you feel like that's the place that they're in. Be ready for them not to be able to receive it. Be ready for them to say, I'm fine. Like, you need to check yourself. Be ready for the negative instead of like, you know what? Okay, why don't you go with me? Be ready for the total opposite of that. And maybe you might get the positive, but be ready for the negative, because no one, especially culturally, we don't want to hear that, we ain't got it all together.
Right.
Which is messed up.
And you don't want to wait for somebody to have to, you should want to do it for yourself. This is my thing. You should want to get help for yourself. You shouldn't have to wait for somebody to bring that to your attention that that's just me. You should know if, okay, man, it's something that keep making me do this and I need to go see if I can get some help. Let me get diagnosed. Let me see if I need some meds or whatever. Don't wait for something to happen or something to trigger you. If you already know it, something is going on. So don't wait. My recommendation, go do it, because procrastination is definitely not a good thing. Definitely not a good thing. So on that note, so I asked a question today to my women friend that I know very well. Some of them I do, some of them I don't. No new friends. If you are getting married and you're at the wedding, now you are at the wedding, and your ex comes in and just interrupts your wedding, what would you do?
I'm gonna go first. So I actually answered this question, and my answer was, I have ex that are now friends of mine. So if they found out I was getting married and they came in peace, I personally would be okay with it. But my fiance may not. You know, that's a totally different thing.
They're
Me,
interrupting your wedding. They weren't invited. They're not supposed to be there. They're coming,
Trying
they're
to crash.
crashing,
They're
they're
trying
crashing
to
the wedding to cause a problem.
oh,
I mean,
okay,
if you invited them, is a different story. I'm not
right.
inviting none of my exes nowhere to nothing that I'm doing. Because why would I do that? I don't care. Being cool with them is being cool with them. Yeah, I'm cool with them, but I don't fool with them. I ain't cool and I ain't fooling with none of mine. That's just how I am. I ain't doing it. So if you come into my wedding because you found out that I'm having a wedding and it's located at such and such, and you were not invited, what is the point of you? Why are you coming? Why are you crashing my wedding? Why are you crashing my wedding?
Well, okay, I'll answer it differently then. If they come into, like you said, crash, I think they're gonna be in for a real awakening. Because TD don't play. So that's my answer to
I'm,
that.
I'm a second that because I wouldn't have to do nothing because my family, we don't play like that. So I would
Right.
on special day, and I wouldn't have to listen. I wouldn't even. It would be no worries. I
But
just
why do you think that they would crash it? Why
They
do you
probably
think
still
that they
have
would
feelings.
come? Why do
jealous.
you think they would come and do things that they shouldn't have done? I mean, because we know that relationships have been over for 2, 3 years or whatever. People still have feelings and
Hmm.
thoughts or whatever about an individual. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I wished I wouldn't have messed up. And with they look so happy now, but I ain't happy because I'm gonna cause some problems. And blah 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 blah. Why do you think that they even would want to do that? Because I'm gonna tell you now, I ain't interrupting nobody's wedding. If you want to go on and marry them, so be it. I'm happy
Hmm.
for you, and I want you to be married because that might be just what you need.
Right.
I think a wedding crasher is one, they already experienced you, so they know that you're a good woman, right? And so they lost that, right? And you decided to move forward with your life, but they didn't move forward with theirs without you. So now they see that you about to get married, they want to now show their presence to let you know, I, I want you, but it's too late. So that's why it'll be a problem. But I think that's why people crashes weddings.
That and or they feel it's a challenge. Like, oh, okay, you go get married. When the pastor say, if anybody, speak now, forever hold your peace. Like, I feel like a lot of times it's more so of I can do this, because they want to keep that power or that control over something. And so they're in a negative mind space, or like she said, they haven't got past it, or again, you getting married to them. Okay, that's a challenge. Why she won't? Why she don't? You know,
Hmm.
type of thing. So, when I think of wedding carrot crashes, though, I just think about the fun. I think about people coming that really don't know you, but you ain't really paying attention. And they coming to drink and have fun. So I wasn't thinking about it in that capacity.
Hmm.
That's why I
Hmm.
said X.
If you got a
That's
lot of time on your hands, I'm pretty sure you're trying to contact me before my wedding day. So
that's
to
why I said X.
come on my wedding day, it will be a problem, but I won't have to worry about it because I know that my family and my friends, they will handle it, and it will be with class, and we'll move on.
But most of the time, the ones that we've seen, the ones that we see on YouTube, social media, Instagram, all of that stuff, the ones that we've seen are normally the women that are coming in there
Yeah,
interrupting the
yeah,
wedding because
yeah.
that man is about to marry somebody else and he just got through sleeping with her last night or last week.
Well, now you just the
Correct.
thing. Now that's a little different.
Because she ain't happy. She already know he got a fiance. See, this is what I say. Women just don't have respect for other women. This is why I said no new friends, because I'm not doing no new friends. You ain't got no respect for me. You ain't got no respect for the relationship. Then expect to not somebody else not to have the respect for the relationship that you in with them. Because I ain't trying to have all that. I ain't the one that's gonna crash nobody's wedding or anything. But women are the ones that mostly do the interruption or crashing in on weddings when they were not invited.
Mm-hmm.
But they done heard through the grapevine that Jimmy is getting married and they was with Jimmy last week, or they was with Jimmy last night.
Now that's a different ball game, because if Jimmy done broke you off something, you know what I'm saying, and you feeling some kind of way, then yeah, the party need to be crashed, because this woman that you about to marry, she need to know you ain't really serious, because me and you was just together last week.
Right.
So that's
I agree.
understandable. She a woman, and she feels some kind of way, and she hurt feelings. Yes, understandable, because you're playing games.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, y'all know, like I said, we've seen it. Women saying, "Oh, so you gonna marry her when you was with me last night?"
Yep.
But you was calling my name last night. You weren't calling her. But you know, women are the ones that cause more damage in weddings, at weddings or events than men. But I was just wondering, what would you all do if one of your exes, who was not invited to your wedding, not the reception, not nothing else, they just busted in on your stuff? Just come in. Just come on in. Come on in. Not invited. What would you do? I mean, I get it. You know, it'll be
Especially if you've been messing around with them, you're gonna be like, oh snap, it's about to be a whole issue. Especially if you know you're in the wrong. You've done something that you should have, and now you want to stand up here talking about you want to get married. So now you see this ex, you like, oh, it's about to go. It's probably about to go down. Like, that crosses your mind. It has to.
and then you marry him anyway. That's another issue.
No, not do you marry them? Is he gonna marry you?
Well,
Way, you know what I'm saying?
he's standing there waiting on something.
But if I was about to get married and my husband, well, my fiance husband to be, ex come through that door talking about you just was with me,
Baby.
I'm out before I even get started, because you already let me know what I'm gonna be dealing with inside the marriage. You feel
Exactly.
me? So before we even write any names, sign any documents, any of that,
Yep.
we're gonna go ahead and end it.
Yep.
Because
Because
that's
9 times out of 10, some women are crazy with that mental illness thing that we talked about early.
Yep.
So they'll bring that mental illness thing just because they jealous that they're not the one getting married to that person, right?
right.
But if she come in there and he know that he did sleep with her the night before, and she told him we was just together, I have to go ahead and decline.
Yeah.
Negative.
Because some things is gonna get tore up otherwise.
Oh, sweet
Absolutely.
baby Jesus. And then you're gonna be talking about, I don't know who you are. Who are you? What I mean, I don't know you.
Right.
You know, now you really, you know, that mental illness is kicking in.
Right.
Now you up here lying about who. No, you know. And then the bad thing about it is, people always take pictures. People always got photos or some
Mm-hmm.
audio, video.
Yeah.
You know,
Text
Big Brother
message.
is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all know, well, after if you lay it down and it's laid down on you, you gonna lay down and go to sleep. And guess
Mm-hmm.
what? And guess what she gonna do? Because most women that are trifling, she gonna take a picture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's gonna be selfies, and then she gonna keep them for the
Yep.
rainy day.
She
Yep.
gonna for
Rainy day
that wedding,
is the wedding.
and it's
Right.
make sure it's time stamped so you can see. And you know, and you would kind of be salty for real, but I feel like you shouldn't be, because at the end of the day, like, yeah, it was tacky for her, but he knew what he was getting himself into. And thank
Right.
you for trying to have my back. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being quiet and let me be with somebody that you know what I'm saying, ain't it? So that's you're looking out for your sister, even though I don't even know you. You know what I'm saying?
Mentioning looking out for your sister. Next, let's move right along.
Yes.
Mentioning looking out for your sister. How far would you go to look out for your sister friend, and
I like where it's going.
cover up if you know she doing wrong? You know she ain't got no business doing it. And every time she goes somewhere to do something, she says, I'm going with so and so. I'm about to hang out with so and so. You know, we about to go over here and we about to go over there. Now, they can give you their heads up before any of that take place. How far are you willing to go for your sister, knowing she wrong? How far are you willing to go for your sister if she is in a relationship, married, engaged, Stedman and Oprah, whatever it is? How far are you willing to go for your sister in
Um,
the cover up?
yeah, no. First of all, ladies, don't be in relationships with women who are like that. First of all, because to put someone in a compromising position like that, like, I don't want to be in the middle of the foolishness. Okay, I don't tolerate the foolishness. I don't support the foolishness because at the end of the day, I'm in a relationship, so at least respect me. So if that's what you do, I don't want no parts of it. You know what I'm saying? And so if that was the case, if that was I was to find out, like I'm gonna give you an ultimatum. I'm gonna say, hey, you need to say something. And I'm gonna give you this amount of time. If not, then I'm gonna say something. Either that or I'm just gonna end our friendship because I feel like that's not a friend for you to pull me into Thomas foolery.
What you think, Netta?
I have to agree with Shanice with the don't put me in a situation. Um, but I also will still ride for my friend. But I will also give my opinion and allow her to keep it real with her significant other, whether it be boyfriend or husband or whatever the case may be. Um, because you put me in a situation, so now you have to get me out that situation by being real to your real situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yep, all the way.
my the devil's advocate up in here. My thing is, my sister is having some issues at home with her man. You know, he ain't treating her the way she needs to be treated or should be treated, the way I think she should be treated, because I know what's going on. If
Hmm.
she decides that she want to see Johnny, who am I? And Johnny treating her like her husband or maid or boyfriend or whatever should be treating her. Who am I to not say, yes, girl, come on, I'm with you, I got you. What where you gonna be? Yeah. And then we take a couple of photos together saying we was at this joint, but then you done gone about your business and I'm over here with Johnny. I'm just saying because things ain't all that in the relationship that my sister in. So I need my sister to find some happiness. And if Johnny gonna bring some happiness for 5 hours, then I'm gonna let Johnny bring her some happiness for 5 hours.
Not you timed it, friend. Uh,
You my type of friend.
I'm just saying because if I know and I personally know she ain't being treated the way she should be treated, and Johnny is making her smile. You know, you can see the glow, the color is coming back in her skin. She's lively all over again. But it ain't because of her husband or fiance or whomever. It's because of the side piece. Why wouldn't I help her out?
I'm
Because wrong is wrong.
it's wrong. It's flat out wrong. Not even just that. You are, and if you're, especially if you are not even if you was a relationship, it don't matter, single or in a relationship, you are putting yourself in a situation where it could be you that this is happening to. So as a friend, I'm gonna tell her that I don't think it's cool. I know that he a jack, you know what I'm saying, that he a jerk. You don't need to be with him, but decision and face it and say, hey, I'm done with this. Or, and I want to be single and I want to play over here. Not, I want to stay married. I really don't want to tell him a jerk. I know he a jerk, but I want to play over here. Like, it's wasting people's time. It's playing games and people get hurt that way.
But what if Johnny knows what's going on in the household? Johnny know what's going on. Johnny know what's going on in the relationship because this is where the
So they got
respect.
a marriage. Johnny's cool with her seeing somebody else. He don't know about this somebody else.
Here's the respect that I this is the respect that I say women don't have respect for other women because she knows everything that's going on with Johnny. Johnny know everything that's going on with her. So where's the respect in the relationship? Nobody is respecting nobody in that relationship. But will I help my sister? Because I need my sister to be happy and I want my sister to be happy because I know what's going on in that relationship with her and Tommy. But Johnny is the one that she really, I say that Johnny, you should have married Johnny. You know, Johnny should be your man. You know, you need to figure out what you're going to do so you can go and be with Johnny. But in the meantime, my sister need me to be her cover up. While she with Johnny. But Tommy ain't making her happy. Tommy causing all kinds of discomfort and unhappiness. would you roll with her? I mean, I'm always a devil's advocate, because my thing is this. Honestly, I really wouldn't do it, because God don't like ugly.
No.
Everything comes back on you,
Yes, it
and
does.
sometimes it doubles.
Yep.
But being the devil's advocate, would I really wouldn't, because it ain't right. She need to figure out what she gonna do. So I would give her that advice. But I just had to throw that little twist in there about,
But and that's real, because there are people that really believe that, but then they're single and they wonder why they still single. Well, that's why, because you keep partaking in foolishness, and then no door go open for you to have no man, because you keep not sticking up and talking and being a real friend to your friend who is doing whatever she's doing to her husband. So you can't put out bad karma and support bad karma. Go get good stuff come back. It don't work that way.
men do it all the time. Why can't women do it? Men do it all the time. So why can't we do it?
Ain't nobody get away with nothing though. That's the thing.
So let me ask a question, Sam. Are you saying that, okay, if she having major issues in her marriage, right, or her relationship, and she has another friend that's, just making her smile, she's not crossing any cheating lines. They just going out and he's just making her smile. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but she knows he likes her.
Right.
She knows that friend or whomever he is likes her.
Mm-hmm.
She knows that. Should she continue to go out with him, telling him her business, what's going on in her household, so he's getting a leg up on what's happening and how to treat her? Because he know Tommy ain't doing what she wants or she feels needs to be done. But then all of a sudden, he's giving her the nice gifts. He's opening the car doors. He's telling her how beautiful she is. He's pretty much, feeding her the things that Tommy ain't feeding her.
Right.
So he knows what to do for her. He knows how to reel her to a certain point where it may possibly lead to that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you're leaning on Tommy because Johnny ain't doing what he needs to be doing at home.
Mm.
Johnny ain't listening, ain't taking care of you. But then again, Johnny could be listening, taking care of you, treating you like the queen that you are, but it still ain't enough.
Mm.
It's something, because she telling Tommy something, and Tommy is in there, like, well, let's go have a drink. Well, let me take you out to the restaurant. Well, let me go do this and let me go do that. So now, should you be hanging out with Tommy?
No.
Where is the respect? This is where I say to men and women, don't respect somebody else's relationship, which is, let's go back to the karma. God don't like us, because it's going to come back.
Right.
Stay out of it. Don't do it. If anything, if you can't tell your husband or you can't tell your fiance that you're going to dinner with Tommy, then why are you going?
Right.
And every week you going to dinner with Tommy?
Alternative motives.
Come on now.
Yeah,
Where's the respect? Where is the respect?
That's enough. Yeah.
It's not a good look, because
It's not.
Because this friend but Marilyn, who at dinner with her husband, I happen to walk in and I'm like, shoot. Or she happened to walk in and we already sitting down. Now it's like, oh snap. It's possible to, like, why play that game? Because you play stupid game, you win stupid prizes.
Mm-hmm.
But because there's always a chance that somebody is going to see you with that other person.
And
knowing good well that is not the person that they know you are with. They know you're in a relationship with, they know you're married to. That is not the person. That recently happened to somebody who's engaged to another woman. And we were talking in a conversation. They said, yeah, I saw such and such at a restaurant with a lady. They went on to describe the lady, and I'm saying to myself, that ain't the fiance. But who am I to say that to? Who am I to say that ain't the fiance? I was like, oh, okay. I said maybe it was a business, meeting or something like that. Right. But and you don't know. But it's like,
but some things just don't look right.
Don't look right.
A good look.
If you're single,
Go on a minute.
If you single, it's no issue. But if you single, say you single.
Mm-hmm.
That's another issue. That's another whole thing. I'm single, right? I'm totally single. I ain't dating nobody, ain't seeing nobody. I'm single. I'm not in no monogamous nothing. I ain't doing it with nobody, no nothing. I ain't hugging, kissing, rubbing, and none of that. So
Covered up for Jesus. We got you.
I'm staying covered up for Jesus. That's single. But if I am consistently, y'all tell me this, if I'm consistently going somewhere with somebody, same person all the time, I am sexually involved with this person all the time, same person, is that single?
Is it what?
Single. We together. I'm saying I'm single.
It's
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling y'all I'm single. I am single. But Johnny, me and Johnny go out. Me and Johnny does things for me. I do things for Johnny. Johnny and I having sex. You know, we kicking it. You know, am I single? Am I single? If
I
I'm
mean,
single as a
it
one.
depends on what y'all two call it. I mean, we can't call it anything. It's what y'all two call it. If y'all in agreement, like we doing everything we want to do with each other, but we still can see other people, that's what y'all choose to do. You know, that's on y'all. As long as y'all keeping it open and real with each other, I mean, y'all label it what y'all want to
say
label it.
okay, say it ain't though. Say one person say yes, but the other we already know women are just very emotional creatures. There are some women out there that'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
They'll screw you and don't even worry about it. They'll take your money, don't even worry about it. They'll treat you like a king and don't even worry about it and call it a day because she gonna go to the next one and do the same thing too. But if you
That's a
don't talk to her
prostitute.
and if you don't know it, then something wrong with that picture. Then you ain't single. Here's my thought. If you sexing somebody, you hanging out with somebody, you seeing them consistently, daily, weekly, or whatever, and you going places and doing whatever, then you ain't single. With the same person, you ain't single. Stop walking around here telling folks you single. Because the next person can't come to you and get their holler on or whatever. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. You are not single. You are in some type of monogamous relationship with that individual.
That's what I like to call. So see, this is and it goes back to what she said. That's when you communicate what the boundaries are for this relationship because it is a relationship. You know, just like you have a relationship with a brother, a sister, a cousin, a co-worker relationship is still a relationship. So, like she said, you guys have to establish if there's a title. And like you said, women, we always get caught up. We feel like, I mean, a guy can just be a gentleman, see she cold and give her a jacket, and he feeling me. No, he's not. He's saying that
Mm-hmm.
you cold. He hot. He gonna let you use his jacket. Like it's nothing, you know. Sometimes we just take on stuff that is nothing. It's not anything. So if you have it titled as "I'm with you, you with me," or "I'm with you, you with me," but when I ain't with you, I might be with somebody else. So if you see me out, if y'all had that conversation, it's different. But you have to have a conversation because assumptions happen, and they always say what assumptions make an ass out of you, right?
Baby,
So you
and not me.
gotta say, you know what, we together, we see each other all the time, but I don't want to say we're in a relationship because I still see other people. I mean, write the vision, write it, make it plain.
Make it plain. Make it plain. Mine ain't it can't get no plainer than that. I'm gonna tell you, if you see me out with somebody, y'all ain't gonna see me with nobody, so we ain't got to worry about that. Y'all ain't gonna see me with no because I am good. You know, I'm working on me and doing some things for me. So I'm good with me
These
right
situations,
now.
how situationships happen.
Hey, yeah, look, I ain't got no situationship. Don't want no situationship. Ain't got to worry about it because at the end of the day, it's just like my birthday coming up. I ain't got to worry about expecting something from somebody. You know, I'm good. You know, and feeling bad because they didn't get me nothing, or feeling bad because they didn't take time out to buy me, you know, to go actually find me something, and not ask my sister what should I get your sister for a birthday. No, you know, I don't have to worry about all that. You know, and then feeling some kind of way because they didn't do, you know, or spent $5 and left the tag on it, and I saw it. I ain't trying to have that. I ain't, you know, I'm good. You know, I don't. Y'all know me. Come to the party, have a good time.
Right.
For sure we will.
For sure, we will. Absolutely. That's because that's what we do. So in the meantime, in the between time, y'all know how we do it. You know what we do, and this is it. We are after, hopefully, prayerfully, there's some things that's going on, baby. Just just keep each and every one of us in your prayers because we needed. It's a lot going on. You know, I do notice it's a lot going on. I just noticed on social media today that somebody else that I know got cancer. It's like, you know, somebody died, you know, and it's like, Lord Jesus, you know, just keep everybody in your prayers because
Please.
there's so much that's going on. People are going through it. You know, they lost their six-figure job. You know, they can't do the things that they used to because, you know, something has happened. So let's just make sure that we keep everybody we know in prayer because it's needed. It's so. This is why I laugh and smile and have a good time because I don't negativity. You can stay away from me and stay at home, and then that's just it. Point blank. Period. But we love you. And this time we come to the end of the show where we got to give y'all some positive quotes.
Yes.
And it's been real. And I'm tired
Been
because
real fun.
it's been real fun. The sister gets up early and I don't get home till late. And my eyes be like hurting, and I still don't get to bed till like 3 o'clock in the morning and start my day all over again. Because
Yeah.
when I say I'm trying to make it happen, I'm trying to make it happen. So at the end of the day, just take care of yourself. That's pretty much what I got. Take care of yourself. What you got, Netta?
We touched on a couple of topics, and I want to touch back on mental illness. Please don't use mental illness as an excuse. If you really feel like you have a mental illness, get help, seek help, so that you can get medicated and, you know, pull through that. Also, you know, we have so many people that's, you know, passing and sick and this and that and the third. You know, everybody, let's pray for each other. Hold hands. Let's pray for each other because we all need prayer.
Definitely.
Sure. And for me, my positive quote is say what you mean and mean what you say. Stand 10 toes down on your word because at the end of the day, especially in these days and times, that's all we have. And I'm old school, you know, your word is your bond. You know, anything else doesn't mean anything. So if you say you're gonna be somewhere or you're gonna do something for somebody, stand 10 toes down on that. Be me say and say.
Absolutely. And y'all know we love you. We do. We love you wholeheartedly, and we don't want nothing but the best for you. So stay true to you. Stay true to you. Take ownership in whatever you do. Stop accusing somebody else of the things that you're doing. You know, stop accusing somebody else for the actions that you're taking. Take ownership, own up, and accountability. At the end of the day, you'll be a better person for it. So, with that being said, we love you, and y'all know what we do: positive in and positive out. But it's always better to give than it is to receive. So, we'll see you next week.
See you next Wednesday.
Later, Gator.